In this video, we're going to expose the 9 new car models you absolutely must avoid buying in 2025. These are vehicles that promise great value, but often turn into a mechanical nightmare. We'll cover cars that fail before their first scheduled service, engines that guzzle oil like thirsty old diesels, and fragile hybrid systems where the repair bill can eclipse the car's value. So, settle in and hit the like button if you want to protect your savings, because the number one spot on our list is held by a car that is currently flying off Italian lots. Imagine this. You've just spent upwards of 50,000 euros on a brand new vehicle. It smells fresh from the factory floor. And yet, mere months later, you find yourself back at the mechanic's garage. Blown suspensions, transmission failure, defective batteries. It sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But this is the grim reality faced by thousands of Italian car owners today. Data from the 2024 TV reports and official dealer service records reveal that certain new cars exhibit serious faults within their first 20,000 kilometers. Worryingly, this issue isn't confined to obscure brands. It involves legacy names like Volkswagen, Jeep, Tesla, Fiat, and even Lancia. Our list is built on concrete, verifiable evidence, not just forum chatter or rumors. We meticulously cross-reference the 2024 TV findings with the official European Safety Gate recall databases. Furthermore, we analyzed hundreds of owner complaints and consulted with dozens of experienced Italian mechanics. Their consensus? The core issue isn't just a handful of lemons. The true danger is that these problem-plagued models continue to sell in huge volumes, while owners grapple with expensive, serious breakdowns within the first 18 months of ownership. Our countdown reveals a diverse range of troubled vehicles. Italian city cars that break down unexpectedly fast, modern SUVs with critically delicate hybrid systems, and premium models with flaws that can lead to repair costs exceeding 6,500 euros. Don't assume you're safe. Many of the cars on this roster were among Italy's top sellers in 2024. Let's begin with the biggest offender, the one guaranteed to spark debate. This car is seen as the epitome of automotive innovation, yet it hides deeply unsettling quality problems. 1. Tesla Model 3. The Model 3 was heralded as a revolution. Sports car performance, cutting-edge technology, and minimal running costs. That's the theory. In practice, however, many owners have found it to be one of the most frustrating vehicles of recent years. The most critical issue? The front suspension. On models manufactured between 2020 and 2024, hundreds of premature failures of the suspension control arms have been documented, sometimes occurring before 40,000 kilometers. While Tesla acknowledged the flaw in China and Norway, in many other markets, including Italy, owners have been forced to pay up to 4,800 euro out of their own pockets for the fix. And that's just the start. The Model 3's build quality often falls drastically short of premium standards. Owners report weather seals peeling away within months, water leaks into the trunk, and interior plastic squeaking after just 10,000 kilometers. Even the paint quality has been criticized. A minor impact or a small stone is often enough to chip the finish and expose the metal underneath. Then there is the software roller coaster. Over-the-air updates that either improve the car or brick it entirely. Some owners recount their vehicles being completely unusable for days following a failed update. And when you call for assistance, you face multi-week waits for a service appointment. But the final disappointment is resale. According to 2025 data, a Model 3 can shed up to 45% of its value within the first 3 years. That's a staggering depreciation for a car in this segment. It leads to the inevitable question: is it truly worth spending over 50,000 euros on a car that could cost you thousands more just to keep running? Share your thoughts below. Are you still a Tesla fan? Or has this changed your mind? Next, at number 2, we have vehicles that promised hybrid economy and technology, but have left countless owners facing enormous repair bills. 2. Jeep Renegade and Compass, plug-in hybrid versions. When Jeep introduced the plug-in versions of the Renegade and Compass, they promised a perfect blend of efficiency and ruggedness. Plug-in hybrid drive, low consumption, and smart all-wheel drive. Unfortunately, for many owners, the reality has been far more costly. The main culprit is the plug-in hybrid system itself. The central 11 kilowatt-hour battery has proven far more fragile than anticipated. In multiple cases, efficiency dropped sharply after just 4 years, resulting in a severe loss of electric range. The shocking part? Replacing it out of warranty can exceed €7,000. Beyond the battery, many owners report issues with the synchronization between the combustion and electric motors, leading to sudden jerks, central unit errors, and sometimes a complete failure of the hybrid system, a problem mechanics call the blackout effect. The car simply shuts down and won't restart until a diagnostic reset is performed. Software is another chronic issue. Although Jeep has issued numerous updates, many mechanics maintain the system remains unstable. As a result, even a minor electronic fault can mean weeks of waiting in the workshop and repair invoices ranging from €1,500 to €3,000 just for diagnostics and parts. This begs the crucial question: does it make sense to pay a €10,000 premium for a hybrid system if the long-term maintenance costs are comparable to a supercar's? If you own a plug-in, please share your journey in the comments. Moving to the third spot, we highlight an engine used in 3 of Europe's top-selling cars, an engine that has triggered more owner frustration than almost any other. 3. Stellantis 1.2 PureTech engine. If you drive a Peugeot 208, a Citroën C3, or an Opel Corsa, this section directly affects you. The 1.2 PureTech engine, produced by Stellantis in massive volumes since 2018, is widespread but heavily criticized by professional mechanics. Theoretically, it's perfect. 3 cylinders, turbocharged, low fuel consumption, and good performance. In reality, it is a delayed catastrophe. The major flaw lies in the wet belt design. The timing belt runs in oil to reduce friction. Unfortunately, over time, the belt deteriorates and literally dissolves into the engine oil, releasing debris throughout the lubrication system. The consequence: oil circulation is compromised, the engine overheats, and is at risk of catastrophic failure. Documented breakdowns have occurred before 60,000 kilometers. And if you think a simple belt change is the solution, think again. The replacement alone costs between €1,200 and €2,000, and often the oil pump and crankshaft have already sustained costly damage. Other common complaints include excessive oil consumption, abnormal engine noise, and severe vibrations at idle. All this occurs in relatively new cars, often while still under warranty. Stellantis has acknowledged the defect and, in certain cases, extended coverage, but owners outside the specific VIN ranges must cover the repair costs themselves. If you own a PureTech, have you faced these problems? Sharing your experience in the comments will be a huge help to others considering this engine. Next, at number 4, we have a vehicle cherished by many Italian families, but which has devolved into a major reliability headache. 4. Fiat Panda. The Fiat Panda is more than just a car. For millions of Italians, it's an institution. A first car, a loyal travel companion, the unchallenged champion of city streets and mountain roads. It remains one of Italy's best-selling cars, but recent owners know the truth. Today's Panda lacks the quality of its predecessors. The chief complaint revolves around drastically diminished build quality. The latest versions, particularly the mild hybrids, suffer from an accumulation of small defects that, collectively, become a huge annoyance. Interior plastics start rattling after just 10,000 kilometers. Infotainment systems frequently freeze, and parking sensors fail after a few months. These are not flaws you expect in a new car, yet they are common. The real trouble is the Firefly mild hybrid engine. While marketed as efficient and modern, it is loud, underpowered, and frequently plagued by cold start issues and unexpected stalls at traffic lights. Some owners have reported needing to replace the control unit before 30,000 kilometers, incurring bills over €1,200 when out of warranty. Additionally, the new mild hybrid systems rely on 12V and 48V batteries that fail prematurely, often requiring a €1,500 replacement after just 5 years. If the battery dies, the Panda runs only on gasoline, negating the extra cost paid for the hybrid purchase. It's regrettable because the Panda remains practical and easy to drive in the city. But the prevailing sentiment among recent buyers is that the spirit of the simple, unbreakable car has been lost. It is now a small, compromise-filled vehicle. Have you experienced issues with your Panda? Please share your story below. At number 5, we return to the Jeep family with a modern vehicle sold as a symbol of electric Italian innovation, yet it's causing immense frustration for hundreds of owners. 5. Jeep Avenger. The launch of the Avenger was presented as the dawn of a new era. Jeep's first 100% electric SUV, produced in Europe with sharp design and advanced technology. It was meant to be the American icon's green transformation, but for many owners, it has become a source of anxiety. The most reported issue is with the high-voltage battery. Multiple cases in Italy and France point to faulty cells or poor software management, with the real-world range often dropping by up to 30% compared to official figures. On a car promising 400 kilometers, getting less than 280 is more than just disappointing. It is a technical failure. The charging system also exhibits erratic behavior, with slow or interrupted charging, especially on fast chargers. Many users also complain about glitches in the onboard electronics, including freezing infotainment screens and ADAS sensors that randomly malfunction. The result? Dozens of recalls and software updates within the model's first few months of life. The final insult is the resale value. As a new electric vehicle with limited long-term reliability data, depreciation is severe. It can lose up to 45% of its value in just 1 year. This loss is painful, particularly for those who bought it expecting long-term electric savings. While the Avenger has attractive design and comfort, the constant stream of recalls and an unprepared service network for EV issues mean the risk of being stranded is significant. Do you think it's wise to buy a first-generation EV, or is patience the better choice? Next, at number 6, we have a compact SUV that is wildly popular in Italy, but is turning into a nightmare for thousands of buyers. 6. Ford Puma. When Ford relaunched the Puma, the expectation was high. The perfect small SUV, adequately spacious, dynamically excellent, as Ford does best, and technologically up-to-date. Unfortunately, the ownership experience has been far less positive for many. The heart of the problem is the 1000 EcoBoost mild hybrid engine, shared across many recent Ford models. On paper, this turbocharged 3-cylinder is brilliant and economical. In reality, it's a huge gamble. Numerous owners report abnormal oil consumption before 40,000 kilometers, engine warning lights that illuminate for no reason, and in the worst scenarios, failure of the oil-immersed timing belt. This particular technical feature, when it degrades, can literally disintegrate in the engine oil. The consequence? A repair bill of €3,000 and weeks of waiting in workshop. The issues don't stop there. The mild hybrid system itself is a common source of trouble, with 48V batteries failing prematurely, costing over €1,200 to replace. If the system fails, the car runs, but fuel consumption returns to that of an older, non-hybrid model. For city drivers, the automatic gearbox adds complexity, with reports of low-speed jerking and premature clutch wear potentially adding another €2,500 to repair costs. The Puma promised dependability and savings, but too often, it fails on both counts. When a brand like Ford, known for decades of reliability, disappoints this badly, the frustration is doubled. Question: do you still trust legacy brands, or do you rely solely on hard data? At number 7, we feature an inexpensive car that was meant to be completely stress-free, but is instead causing countless problems for its owners. 7. Dacia Sandero. Dacia's pitch is simple. For €14,000, you get everything you need. And on paper, the Sandero delivers low price, high practicality, and simple engines. But those who bought one in the last 2 years know that low cost rarely equals problem-free. The main concern is the 1.0-liter turbo, 3-cylinder engine. Designed for fuel efficiency, it has often proven too delicate for everyday use. Complaints include oil leaks before 30,000 kilometers, worrisome vibrations at idle, and turbo replacements needed before 60,000 kilometers, costing close to €2,200. The engine isn't the only weak spot. Electronic issues are routine. Infotainment screens rebooting randomly, phantom parking sensor alerts, and engine warning lights coming on for no clear reason. The worst part? The workshop often dismisses these as normal. Normal for a new car? Furthermore, there are comfort issues. High noise levels on the motorway, suspensions that become creaky after only a few years, and interior materials showing premature wear. Yes, it's cheap up front, but if the cabin rattles like a 2005 car after 3 years, was it really a smart purchase? The final disappointment is the resale value. Used prices are low and demand is weak. Many owners lose over 50% of the initial value when reselling after 3 years. A straight question: would you rather save money immediately or save money in the long run with a more reliable vehicle? Next, at number 8, we examine a car universally regarded as the symbol of German quality, whose reputation is now seriously questioned. 8. Volkswagen Golf 8. For decades, the Golf was synonymous with automotive perfection and German dependability, a car that never let you down. However, with the 8th generation, something fundamental has gone wrong. The first sign of trouble often greets the owner right away: the infotainment system. This all-digital setup, meant to be an advancement, behaves like an outdated PC. Owners report sudden freezes, unresponsive voice commands, and a touchscreen as slow as a tablet from 2010. Some owners have tallied over 15 software updates in the first year, often without fixing the core issues. The real frustration lies in the electronics. ADAS sensors spontaneously deactivating, cruise control failing, and unexplained warning lights. The German TV reported that the Golf 8 had double the electronic complaints compared to the previous generation in its first 36 months. For a car costing over €30,000, this is unacceptable. Then there is a serious mechanical concern with the engine. While modern and efficient on paper, owners frequently report abnormal vibrations and low-speed hesitation. Although Volkswagen has released software patches, many customers still report the same behavior. And in certain cases, components of the injection system have required replacement at a cost exceeding €1,200. The outcome? A car that promised Das Auto, but delivers too many trips to the service bay. The Golf legend hasn't completely collapsed, but it no longer guarantees peace of mind, and buyers are deeply disappointed to pay a premium for a car that feels like a flawed beta product. Has Volkswagen lost its way? Or are these problems just the unavoidable cost of extreme digitalization? Finally, we arrive at the 9th position. This car, ironically, is one of Italy's most beloved vehicles. Yet, behind its familiar looks and accessible price lies a host of chronic issues. 9. Lancia Y. The Lancia Y is ubiquitous in Italy, outside schools, in company lots, and in historic centers. It's popular for being easy to drive and having a timeless design. However, for new buyers, the reality is far from reassuring. The primary complaint is the poor build quality. Many owners report interiors deteriorating within the first 2 years. Plastics scratch easily, trim pieces detach, and buttons inexplicably stop working. This is the quality you'd expect from a budget car, not one that costs over €17,000 for the mild hybrid version. And the mild hybrid system itself is the second major flaw. The 12V system, intended to save fuel, often causes more trouble than it's worth. Batteries fail after just 4 years, starter motors struggle, and the real-world fuel saving rarely surpasses 5%. The consequence: once the system fails, the car reverts to the consumption of a standard petrol model. But the biggest drawback is the mechanics. Workshops are increasingly seeing YS with engine warning lights and timing issues after just 30,000 kilometers. Replacing the timing belt or the hybrid system can cost over €1,200, a steep price for an economy car. Then there's the used market. Demand is low, and values plummet after the first 2 years. You're left with a highly depreciated car that is potentially expensive to maintain. The truth is, the Y sells well because it's familiar and practical, but the technology under the hood is outdated in 2025, a fact many buyers realize only after they're already waiting in the service queue. You now possess the truth. Not all new cars are reliable. Some are designed to drain your bank account even before their first scheduled service. This concludes our list of the 9 new cars that break down far too soon. You now know which models pose the highest financial risk, giving you an advantage that 90% of other buyers lack. Before you go, I have one final request. Have you owned any of these cars? Have you encountered these problems? Please share your real-world experiences in the comments below, as they are invaluable to others making difficult purchase decisions. Finally, if this video was helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, we'll explore the complete opposite, the 10 most reliable cars ever, the ones that effortlessly conquer 300,000 kilometers.